everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today I want to address a little phrase I'm sure we've all heard, and that is, let's go Brandon. And the reason I want to address it is because I've gotten a lot of questions about it. People have asked me, what do you think of this phrase? Do you think it's disrespectful? Do you think it's something that gun owners should use or people in the gun community? Because people are like, I'm going to put it on the side of a gun or I'm going to put it on a t-shirt. And some people are like, isn't that a bit childish? And doesn't that kind of prove what a lot of people say about us? How we're just a bunch of little morons, etc. And don't I think it's, people should be above it? Well, to be honest, I don't really think that. I don't really care when people say, let's go Brandon. In fact, saying, let's go Brandon, in a lot of ways is a lot less offensive than saying, Joe Biden, because that's a little offensive. So I don't mind it. I mean, it is a little childish, but who says you can't be childish every now and then, as long as you're not being hurtful? And when you're the president of the United States, surely you expect people to say occasionally, Joe Biden or Donald Trump, etc. And I'm probably going to have to bleep out a lot of these or I'm going to get booted off of YouTube. But I don't really have a problem with people using it. Now, me personally, I'm not going to use it. Like I say, it is a little childish. But I don't want to use it. Because if I want to say Joe Biden, I'm just going to say Joe Biden. I'm not going to worry about who I offend. I don't need to have an under-the-radar subversive way of saying Joe Biden. Because if I want to say it, I'll say it. Doesn't bother me. My kids have heard me swear before. And for those of you out there that don't like to swear, let me remind you, people of higher intelligence tend to swear more than people of lower intelligence. So if anyone's doubted your intelligence, call them motherfucker. And then they'll be like, oh, they must be pretty smart. So, like I said, I'm not going to use it, but it doesn't bother me when other people use it. In fact, I think the way it came about was kind of clever. It's funny the way it came about. It was the crowd chanting something. The reporter portrayed it as something else. So it's actually got origins that are kind of cute. So I don't mind. Though when the everyday person uses it, I don't care one bit. Like I said, I won't, because I'll just say Joe Biden. Now, with that being addressed, I do want to say there is a time when I find it to be childish and, not a good thing to do. And that is when you're a politician, when you're holding high office and you're supposed to be above such things. I don't really think it's appropriate to be childish and silly like that, especially not to try to insult someone. Because here's the thing, when a politician uses the phrase, let's go Brandon, it tells me three things about them. One, tells me they're a little childish. Two, let's say childish and pandering is the first one, because they're pandering to people. Two, tells me they're not really very original, because they didn't make it up. And three, it tells me they're too big of a pussy to just say Joe Biden. I would have much more respect for a politician who said Joe Biden, had a pen that said Nancy Pelosi, whatever. That I could respect. Using some little phrase to try to say it without saying it so you're not really getting in trouble, I had no respect for that. If you're a politician, either have the balls to say this person or that person, or just don't pander, because we don't need your pandering. But as far as everyday people using it, everybody's right, I think. In fact, like I said, in a lot of ways, it's a less offensive way to say something I think people have every right to say. People know what you're saying when you say it. And like I said, had kind of interesting origins. So I actually have no problem with the phrase, let's go Brandon. Although I myself prefer Joe Biden. All right, everybody. With that being said, I want to move on to a segment where hopefully I won't have to bleep so many words. And that segment is Gun Talk. And today I want to say my Smith & Wesson 329 PD is back in my carry rotation because it now has grips that match my car. It has Nightwing grips. Now, no, I didn't find Nightwing grips anywhere. What I did is I bought some pins, lapel pins of Nightwing off the internet, and then I went and got me some VZ grips, and I made my own. And it's real easy to do. Anybody can do it. If you have a hand drill, you can do it. Now, I don't use the hand drill for most of it because I've got a drill press, etc. But if you have a hand drill and some sandpaper, you can do this. All you got to do is first get the grips. I got a pair of black VZ grips. Then I took them down and I kind of measured a spot where I want to put these at. I drilled a couple little pilot holes for the actual pin on the back of the pin to kind of line it up. And then, once you put it in there, you go like, I don't know if that's perfectly centered or not. You might have to drill a couple of holes to get it perfectly centered. And don't worry if you have to put multiple holes, because you're going to be taking all that material out, so you're not really going to notice it anyway. So once you get it centered, then you use your 3/4 inch bit. Make sure you get one that has the flat bottom, so that you're doing a flat bottom bit, not one that's going to drill like a weird deep hole through it first. Drill the hole where you need it, but then you're going to have to aug this hole out a little bit with like a hand chisel or something, because the pins are 3/4 inch, the bit's 3/4 inch, so it doesn't exactly fit in there. So you just take your little hand chisel, widen it out a little bit, take it a little bit all the way around, make it a little bit wider, make it a little bit flat on the bottom, because sometimes these bits don't get it completely flat. And then once you have the little grip medallions fitted, you're still not ready to glue the pins in yet. First, you want to take the little posts off the back of the pins, because you don't want those to be a problem poking through the other side of the grip. And then you're going to want to actually trim the grips themselves, because on a lot of revolvers, especially the lightweight revolvers, if you don't trim the grips down, they will cover up your logos on both sides of the gun, and I can't have that. So I have to mark where I need to trim the grips down, and then I take them and I sand off what I need to sand off. And then I'm ready to bring it back in, give it a final sand down, make sure there's no scratches, like maybe if your chisel skipped or something, and make sure it's all smooth where you want it smooth. Don't screw up all the texture on it. I like to leave the texture on the front and the back because it kind of comes with a light texture. But get it nice and smooth and cleaned, and then now you're ready to glue them in. And then all you got to do is use your epoxy, put them in place, let it dry for about an hour, and then you've got your custom grips. And that's how I put my Smith & Wesson 329 PD back into my carry rotation. All right, everybody, with that being said, I just want to move on here and remind everyone, as I have been doing almost every day, that we are doing Toy Guns for Tots 2021. This is our 4th year of doing it, and I want this to be our biggest year yet. And here's a little secret for you. It already is. We only needed to earn $8,000 for it to be the biggest year yet. We were at $10,000 yesterday. Or actually, by the time you see this, it was the day before yesterday. I am betting by the time you see this, we'll be at $11,000. And that's all gravy. Everything after $8,000, like I said, gravy. So we're doing really well. That doesn't mean we still can't raise a little more. We have another week. I'll give you more of an in-depth update tomorrow, since I'm not doing a video on Thanksgiving. But doing really well. We've earned a lot. I was worried about, are we going to do better than last year? And like I said, we've already blown past that. But I still wouldn't mind going a little further. So if you haven't donated yet, please go over to tympistolproject.com. Donate. For every $10 you donate, you will be registered to win one of 3 prizes. The Smith & Wesson P320 AXG Scorpion. And this one does have the better internals, because I was told by someone today that not just the classics came with the bad internals, the older ones, some of the Scorpions did too. But this one's got the good internals. In fact, I just bought them new and put them in it. So that's one of the guns. And then the other gun is the Kimber R7 Mako. That will be our second prize. Unless you win the first prize and then you want the Mako instead, well, then the second person would get the other gun. And third place prize is the silver bullet, which I can't imagine the first place person would choose that, unless, of course, they have a real serious werewolf problem where they're at. But if that's true, hopefully they've bought silver bullets already, because I've been trying to tell people for a long time to buy them. So, like I said, if you haven't donated yet and you'd like to, please go over. Like I said, there's a link in the upper corner of this video to get there. Go over, donate. For every $10, you'll get one entry into the drawing. We'll hold the drawing on December 2nd, because we're going to be doing the shopping on December 1st. So go on over, donate, and then watch the live chat on December 2nd to see if you're a winner. All right, everybody, thanks for coming. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back again Friday. I will have a little video up tomorrow, but it's not going to be a regular show. So I'll see you in a couple of days. Until then, I just want to remind everyone to always carry and stay safe until I see you again. I am a grown-ass man.